kind of after the last game, you weren't quite sure what the next step was with the quarterbacks. Now having kind of a week to breathe with that, what do you feel like your intention is going forward? What's the next step? I mean, maybe you're not at the final step, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think, from a quarterback standpoint, Jack Coan continues to be the guy that we feel like gives us the best chance to win, and a mixture of him with Tyler Buckner. I think both of them. Drew has done some really good things for us, and if we feel like we're in a situation where we need to call on him, we would. But I think right now, as we look at it, it's probably in my mind, and I know in Tommy's, that Jack would start, and we'll continue to get Tyler more playing time.
I'm curious how the play calling can be evolved to help Jack Coan more. If there's anything that can be done to maybe get out of him what we saw at the end of the game against Virginia Tech. Have you been thinking about different ways to do that, or is that just getting him to do what he's supposed to do during the game?
I think it's a little bit of both. Let's look at it from this perspective, right? When has he looked really good late in the game, right? Those defensive linemen are chasing Tyler Buckner around, right? They're tiring out a little bit. So that pass rush is not quite the same in the first series or the second series as it is in that last series. So, there's a little bit of that. Jack speeds up a little bit in those late drives where the ball comes out a little bit quicker. There's more of a sense of urgency, so I think it's a little bit of both. I think the pass rush tends to lay down a little bit later in the game as those guys are running sideline to sideline, having to chase all game.
It seems like you guys have a lot of different looks you can go to that have worked well, whether it's dime or dollar. I'm just curious how that's kind of come together to the point where it seems like you kind of have all these different tricks in the bag, I guess, to make that a successful down for you guys.
Yeah, it's still about efficiency on third down. It's still about, some of the problems that we addressed this week in terms of the ball getting outside our defensive structure. So, there's still work to be done there. And that's really been about, as I said, situational awareness. We had a scramble against Virginia Tech where we're, plastering on receivers, when the quarterbacks cross the line of scrimmage, and we got to be so much better than that, and so even if you're in those kind of third down dime and dollar packages and nickel packages, there has to be better awareness where the stakes are, where the sticks are, getting the ball on the ground, making tackles. So we really just spent much more this week in those packages, not adding anything more, but just being more fundamentally sound and smarter as a defense.